Welcome, Pookie in Paradise. My name is Jeff. My friends call me Pookie. With me, as always, Mr. Andrew J. Montez.
Hello.
A little inside joke there. We'll let you in to the inside in a little bit. How are you, Mounts?
I don't know what it is today, but I feel streamlined. Like I feel really
Huh.
smooth.
I
Um,
wonder why.
I've been like my when I move my arms, there's nothing,
There's no, like, what? No
there's
friction?
no resistance. It's just smooth
Huh.
sailing.
Well, for those of you that have been following, you know that this episode is, of course, the episode where Mountz finally receives his punishment for being a terrible employee. He was late. He was chronically late for many, 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 many weeks in a row last year, and we just couldn't put up with it. It was setting a bad example for the rest of the employees,
Mm.
and we had to. I finally said, "I we have to create some sort of punishment." And I don't want to. I didn't want to fire him, of course.
It's all I have.
So we decided to get him waxed. And it ended up being his armpits. Now, the funny part here is we were supposed to start recording at 4:30, and it's 4:47. We diddled around for 5 minutes, but Mounts didn't show up till 4:41 or 4:42. So the episode about his punishment for being late,
He was late.
he was late,
Oh,
like almost 15 minutes. And even then, he sent me a text at 4:32 saying, "I'll be there in a minute."
Right. Well, I ordered food from this local place, right? And they're like, "Oh, it's
Uh-huh.
already," and then it wasn't already. But I mean, it's my fault. I'm not gonna pass blame off, but
Right. You could have ordered that food long ago and set it up to be delivered around this time,
right.
but you didn't.
Mm.
Are I mean, do you feel sorry about this at all for keeping us waiting?
I, I feel bad.
I don't get there's a whole lot of remorse from you here.
I do feel terrible.
do
I
you
sh-
do you feel like JVC terrible, or do you honestly feel terrible? Like,
No, I
what kind
feel,
of remorse do you have there?
so I do feel bad, but the joy I got after my punishment almost I can't be on time now.
Ooh.
So you're saying that my punishment for you had the opposite effect of its intention. Like you're
Yeah.
looking to be punished here.
Well, now I'm like, wow. Well, because they told us what the next punishment will be before the lady there said what was the most painful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Do you feel that you deserve that punishment now for being
I
late?
don't I don't think so. I don't think that
You
one.
don't think it's risen to that level yet? We were
No.
told that the scrotum can be waxed
Yes,
and that it is the most painful.
I
For
would imagine. I would imagine that would. I don't even have a scrotum, and I would imagine that would hurt like a mofo.
I, like the wax alone going on there.
Right.
I'm thinking about.
Mm. Well, I don't know. I just don't know what to do with you. I have to think about it.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Maybe I'll let this one slide. Maybe I won't. You'll have to sweat it out for the next, I don't know, couple weeks. I'll think about it on my way to Florida. I'll have a nice long drive to think about what your punishment should be, or if it is warranted.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
In the meantime, we also have Leah Hand of the Pook with us.
Hi.
How are you, Leah?
I am not streamlined, but I'm okay today, I guess.
Have you ever had your armpits waxed?
I have never had my armpits waxed. Now I shave them like every day or every other day, but I've never had them waxed.
I was reading that the waxing of the armpits is going to last. Now it depends on how quick your hair grows back. It tends to grow back. So Mounts, it can last anywhere between like 2 and 3 weeks.
Right.
That is way better than shaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, literally for women, like, you have to shave every other day. And the more often that you shave, the more the hair grows back.
I think that's a myth. I don't think that's true.
You don't think that's true?
I don't think I've never seen any science on it.
So, like, if you shaved your beard today, right? Would you get a 5 o'clock shadow? Because you don't have that kind of face. Do you know what I mean?
No. What kind of face do I have?
Like you grow beard, but like when you shave, like Andy right now, I'm looking at him. He has 5 o'clock shadow. When was the last time you shaved?
2 days ago.
Okay. So like for you, would it look like that after 2 days?
Yeah, but my hair is lighter, so you don't see it as much.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
like
that's
actually I'm like Homer Simpson, where as soon as I shave, the 5 o'clock shadow immediately fills in.
Does it?
No,
I
it
always feel
takes
like your
takes
face.
about 2 days.
Yeah, your face was like smooth. I always felt.
Well, yeah, it was, but it was because your dad yelled at me if I didn't shave like every 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was annoying. I like
So,
guys with facial hair, so that was
oh
really
yeah,
annoying.
I mean, look, it's proven science. This I've seen, the meme science anyway, that women dig men with beards.
Yeah, we do.
Not so much mustaches like Andy has.
Yeah, I've come
No.
across.
More of a repellent, but
Yeah.
Andy looks a little bit like a Mexican Ron Jeremy with that
does
mustache.
well. The we're going to be discussing it at length later on, but all day yesterday, I was asking random people if they think Mountz looks like the Mexican word of the day meme guy. And
Totally.
we have a side-by-side graphic made by Rachel that it proves that he definitely looks. He's a spitting image of the Mexican guy
Can we take
on the
a
memes.
second? Can we take a second to say how fucking amazing Rachel is? Because she's amazing.
Yeah, all of them are. Krista too. She's got this great social
Yeah.
media plan. Mounts has turned off his camera because we were making fun of his mustache.
No, no. I was messing with the settings here.
We can see the tears in his eyes.
I'm sorry, Mounts.
But no, yeah, she does a great job. We love him. We love everybody that we brought into the White Horse team.
Yeah.
And we really haven't even gotten started yet. So there's so much more to come. So great episode of Mams, I must say. I just finished listening last night.
Thank you.
Sterner is a wonderful guest. He makes any show better.
He does.
But kudos to you guys too. I love the fact, and Mounts is probably going to give me shit for this, but I love the fact that Robin fell asleep while working, and you guys just continued on the episode without her, with her just sleeping in the background. That's not punishable.
No.
But
Well,
being
it
late,
was super late.
she was on time.
Yeah, she was on time. I was actually late that day. So,
Well,
me
you
and
have
Sterner-
a punishment coming up too, Missy.
I do. I know I do.
You missed Power Hour.
I did. I did.
And,
I did have that outstanding circumstances. Like, I think this month should give me a little bit of a break. But listen, I'm taking the punishment. I'm taking
right. Well, look, if you didn't want to do Power Hour and just wanted to hang with us and maybe keep time for us, that would have been completely acceptable. We would have all understood why.
But I fell asleep.
You fell asleep, yeah. So you not only you somehow managed to be a no-call, no-show for not one but two shows.
Yeah,
because
two shows.
Because it was a crossover.
And one of which is my own show. So I don't
Right.
even know what that says. Like,
I don't know what we're
happens?
gonna do. I
what
wish you had a
happens
scrotum so we could wax it.
Like, what does happen if Jeff shows up late for Pookie in Paradise? Like, do
Well,
Mounts and I
nothing,
just
because
go?
I'm the boss. I'm the one. I'm the boss. So
Right, that's how I feel about
I-
Mams too.
well, no, you're still not the boss though. You're just the boss of Mams.
But I'm the vice principal.
No, Mounts is the vice principal.
Yeah,
No, he's
there's
president.
only one vice.
You need to be setting the example. I'm allowed to do whatever I want to. I'm the king.
This is true.
I can change the rules, without notice if I want to.
This is true. This is very true.
But if you haven't listened to Monday's episode of Mams, go do it. It's fantastic. The one before that too, Amira Haim's episode was great too. I love her.
Yeah, she needs her own like once a month show where she just like talks about what she talks about because she's good at it.
Well, I had lunch with her to
did?
talk about her doing her own podcast.
And
So she's very interested, and we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it right this second for a couple reasons. One, we're going to be switching hosting sites, and I just want to make sure that we get switched over and everything's settled before we introduce another show. But also, we want to kind of give her time to get comfortable on air.
Mhm.
We don't want to throw her into the fire. So yeah, she's. I mentioned that you were thinking about bringing her on once a month, and
Mhm.
I proposed the idea to her for the name of the show, and she laughed hysterically. So I don't know if that's great or she's interested in that name, but I personally love the name. We would love to hear from our audiences. Her segment and show, I believe, should be called Breaking the Hymen.
Yeah, it's. I wanted that time of the month with Amira Haim, which worked. But when Jeff said breaking the hymen, that was it. I was done. It's perfect. I love it.
I'm usually not good with the play on names and words and stuff like that. Like my fantasy football team name is always ripped off from somebody else or a list that's made somewhere. I can't
Mhm.
come up with the clever names, but that one came right to me. So because of that reason, that the only reason, I think I'm going to force everybody to like that name.
I love it. I think it's great.
It
I
is.
do love that.
Yeah. So look for that. I'm really excited because you're right. She is, uh, we joke about it and she jokes about it and welcomes the joke about, her being a pure romance party specialist. And it's a fun gig. There's no doubt. It's like meant to be a fun, inspire, not, I don't know if inspire, but fun and inclusive. And she knows it's going to be a little bit awkward at first, but the whole idea is to get people to open up. But the deep down is she's educating people about their own sexuality.
Right.
That's really cool, and I think we need more of that.
I agree, especially for women and men too. Like
Yes,
educating dudes on how to get your girl there is that's important because guys don't want to talk about that. Mounts.
you're
So
talking
I
about.
always get my girl there.
Yeah, I was going to say you're talking about. We're talking about getting your girl to completion, right?
yes, to
What is the
complete.
creepiest way I can say that? Did I
I,
accomplish that?
No, I think
All
to
right.
completion isn't creepy. I hate the word like the I hate the word orgasm. It like bothers me.
Okay, so if we use the word orgasm, it would make you uncomfortable.
It does. It doesn't make me uncomfortable. It just makes me like skeevy. Like I have a friend, my friend Leah McCurdy, hates the words moist and panties.
Yeah, a lot of people hate the word moist. I like using that to make
Me
people feel
too.
comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, I would use moist and panties in every sentence I could just to annoy her. It was great.
That panties sounds like a little
Little girl.
pedophile. Yeah.
Yeah,
say it.
like I say it to my daughters. I say panties
Hmm.
to my daughters because
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but I wear
So
them
when I
everywhere.
meet women from now on that I'm interested in uh, a relationship with, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna get you to completion.
Yes.
But no, you're right. Men don't talk about it. It's not something we discuss as friends, really. But I think men would listen to it, even if they wouldn't engage necessarily by talking about it
Mhm.
openly. They would. It's something that they would tune into to hear about.
You think so? I
I
I
do.
think that's good to know because I
I
always
would.
wonder, like, would guys do guys? Because I know guys like you guys probably talk about. I don't know. I think girls just imagine like locker room talk, like like I banged her or whatever. Yeah, okay, like we
That's
get that.
exactly what we sound like too. Right? Last
Well,
time Mounts
actually,
were in the locker room, we were like,
I can't actually believe we got any usable audio yesterday, Jeff, because that's literally
always
all we
sounded like it.
like. You
I
walk
don't know.
in, you're like, yeah, I bang all these girls up.
But you're not gonna say like, oh, I can't make my girlfriend get to completion. Like you don't say that to each other, right? I mean,
I tell Mounts all the time that I failed to get girls to completion.
it's
It's
just
actually it's actually what I'm very good at. I always say like there's two things in the world that men can never be great at. And that's golf and sex. We can only hope to be mediocre at best.
so. Do you think Tiger Woods is good at sex?
Absolutely. Okay, so the exception to the rule is obviously professional golfers.
Right.
They get all of their wives to completion.
All the time, every time, without fail.
I mean, though, if you think about like the benchmark for playing golf, like an amateur golfer, is like 100. If you break 100, you're like in a class almost all by yourself. There's very few amateur golfers that ever break 100.
Right.
On par on most courses is what, 71 or 72.
Yeah.
So you're not anywhere near good. And you're shooting for mediocrity and celebrating it. And that's clearly what we do with sex as well.
Shooting from
If we're mediocre at it, we're better than most.
I think that's probably a very true statement.
I'm just happy
I
if the
do.
girl doesn't cry.
At this point in my life, I'm just happy if a girl wants to do it with me. I get so excited that I forget to actually do her.
You forget.
Just her saying yes is all right.
Right, it's the first thing. I'm like, I call my mom. I'm like, guess what? This girl wants to do me, and then by that time she's gone. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh, but can I just say thank you to Greg Sterner too? By the way, we jumped from Sterner to Amira so quickly.
mhm.
Sterner was amazing, and if I was really afraid that episode was going to be boring for everyone but me, because it was about, like, we talked about a lot of like deep things, which isn't normally ma'am. But I think it was really good, and I think he's fucking amazing, and you need to give him a show. Like, he needs to do something. I don't know what, but he needs his own spot.
Well, I agree, but he is doing a lot.
Well,
He's
no,
he's of course working on 3 seasons of Teat.
right.
He's working on he's helping me with the we're going to be both writers on the screenplay that I've been working on for 17 years. And I have 5 pages done. So what is that? What math wise? What am I averaging? So we're going to see this screenplay. Well, I'll be dead.
Yeah, you'll be long dead,
Hopefully, someone will finish it for me
Alex.
at this pace. Yeah, but actually, the 5 actual written pages of dialogue have come in the past couple months, so I'm speeding the pace up.
Really? You've
Yeah.
written dialogue? I need to
Yes.
see that.
No, it's under lock and key. Only me and Sterner can see it until the movie comes out.
Is this the same one that Mountz and I like know the premise of?
I
Is
would,
this the
yeah, I would imagine.
superhero
We
movie?
talked about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
So actually, we had Sterner and I sat down last night and had a little talk about it. So we get a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Can't wait.
That'll
Hopefully,
be-
I'm hoping for my master's I can make the first movie. When I
Mm.
go for my master's, that'd be great.
You could be like the Weezer of like film.
The what?
Like the band Weezer, you know?
Right. I don't get the correlation.
They were like they went to some music school, and they were like that their band, like their first album was like part of their like masters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You should have started with that. You should have led with that. I don't think the common man knows that's how Weezer started.
I thought so.
So I also want to mention that, when I picked up Mountz for his waxing appointment yesterday, he was telling me about some ideas he had, and I thought they were great. Like the first one is Detective Mountz, a comedy series that we can do pretty easily, but it's basically just Mountz running around his house, like solving crimes that no one cares about, like who ate his cookies and shit.
I love that so much.
Spoiler, it's probably AJ.
Right.
And the other one that I really liked yesterday was the most naive person in the world. This is so funny. Like, what were some of the examples you gave, Mountz? Because I forget off the top of my head.
Going to an Asian massage parlor and like just reading the cues wrong, like
Going for an actual massage.
Going for a massage, and then they're like, while they're giving you a massage, they'll be like $100 everything, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm really sore. I could use $100. Yeah, you could use everything. And then when they go to like do the deed, you're like, whoa, that no. Oh, and the prostitute.
Yes.
Was like,
looking for a good time, honey? Yeah, I'm here in AC. I would love to. That's why I came.
Yeah. What did you take you to the? Oh my God. What was the ling? No, what did you say? When you were like, hey, would you? Never mind. I can't think of it anymore. It was like $50 for a fun. No, what did you say? You said something yesterday, and the words were perfect.
$50 holla holla.
Holla, yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, sure, I'll go to the holla holla." He thinks it's like a dive bar or something, and she starts like taking off his pants. And he's like, "Whoa!
Can I?
What the hell is this?"
I said, can I please play the prostitute? Because that would be so much fun.
Absolutely, you're the first person we thought of when we think of prostitutes.
Yay!
The person sitting that won the free cruise is waiting.
Yeah, or the Nigerian prince idea. That was great.
Oh, that would I don't even need to hear the story, and that's hilarious. Like I can already hear it.
We just imagine like him sitting outside waiting by the mail, waiting for some sort of confirmation. So it's like just day one, like Mountz sitting out there by the mailbox, day two sitting out there by the mailbox. Finally, by day 5, the mail person's like, "What are you doing out here? Are you waiting for something like big?" And Mountz is like, "Oh, you're not going to believe this, but a Nigerian prince is giving away his fortune, and I was the first one to respond. So I'm waiting for confirmation that he received my $10,000 so that he could open up a new bank account and transfer the money to me." The reason I bring this up, not to give away the skits because I hope we actually do them, is that I think Mount strategically waited until 4 days before I was moving to Florida to finally come up with like two really, really good ideas that are going to be hilarious.
They are going to be.
So thanks, Mountz.
You're welcome. I still like the hip hop skit, but I don't know how we do that. But
yeah, well, that's later on.
Yeah.
So I also want to. I promised, and I promised one of the episodes that we weren't going to talk about politics at all this year on the show. And I even cut out the politics part that was related to as I was as I was editing, and I was like, let's just get rid of this. But this shouldn't be too political, but I think we need to talk about it because it's absolutely absurd to me, the people that exist in this world. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
I watched bits and pieces. I did watch the halftime show.
That's what I'm talking about, the halftime show.
Oh, yeah, I watched that.
Yes, can we please talk about it? Because, my fucking God, people.
Like, first of all, I'm not a big J-Lo or Shakira fan. It's not my type of music. I could care less what songs were being played or anything like that. But one thing I am a big fan of is strong, powerful, confident women doing what they love to do. And that's all the show was. It was great. It was a great show. It just from a visual standpoint, an entertainment standpoint, if you are into that type of music, if you are into those two artists, it was a fantastic show. It was one of the best halftime shows, arguably, that we've seen in a long time.
I loved every minute of it, and I proudly showed it to my daughters the next day on YouTube, proudly. And then I go on Facebook and I see all these moms like, oh my God, the crotch shot and blah, blah, blah. J-Lo's 50. Shakira's 43. I'm 38 and I don't look like that. Like, bitches be killing it. And
nor did you ever.
Nor did I ever. I couldn't move like that. I didn't look like that. And if they can do it, and then at the end, when they brought out those young Latino girls to sing, and then the choir of girls, it was so beautiful. And you're focused on this moment of one shot by a camera. All these uptight biddies are focused on that, and you're not seeing the bigger picture. And it's ridiculous. Like, it was about girl power and women empowerment. And if you can't see that, then go the fuck away.
First of all, I don't even remember the crotch shot. Both of these women are gorgeous. I would have been really looking for a crotch shot if there actually was one. I would have remembered it.
Right.
And it's like that's the the disgusting guy part of me. But these are the same exact women that were fawning over what's his face from Maroon 5 with his shirt off from note 2 of the performance, saying, "Oh, kids are watching the Super Bowl." Well, first of all, it's like 9:00. If you have kids that young that maybe they shouldn't be watching it, they should be in fucking bed. You're a terrible parent. Go to hell.
Right.
Second of all, do you not own a fucking remote control? Do you have to sit there and watch it live with them? Turn the fucking channel.
Exactly. And the other thing that bothers me as a woman, when I saw like the crotch shot and people were upset about that, there's a moment where J-Lo, because she had on like chaps kind of and a bodysuit, right?
Right.
So she
I've
turns,
seen more skin at a grocery store.
Janet Jackson showed her nipple. So
Right.
let's relax.
Quote
people.
unquote by accident.
Yeah, quote unquote.
Fucking shit was on purpose. You know what?
Plus, I still to this day did not see nip. Her nipple
I
ring
didn't
was
either.
so big. Like, relax. Again, fucking relax. But
Like you can't see nipples through shirts. Fuck,
Right.
Mountz was wearing a tank top last. I saw both his nipples all day long.
So
That's less appropriate for children than what we saw during the Super Bowl.
that I'm gonna give you. So when J-Lo bent over, she like bends over and flings her head back, and the camera was like kind of on her butt. You don't see anything. And people are like, oh my God, she must wax. Why are you focusing on that, first of all? Why do you care? And second of all, stop slut shaming. You're looking for a reason to tear down and degrade these beautiful, strong, talented women.
Have you ever been
You're
to a
jealous?
high school football game?
All the time. Yeah.
Plenty of crotch shots there. You
Yeah.
know, so the old men that still attend the high school football games, checking out the high school cheerleaders, you know, but that's appropriate for children.
Exactly.
Like, get the fuck out of here. It's so absurd. It drives me insane.
You know, I'm a bad parent, supposedly, on record too.
Right.
But my kids were asleep at 9:00 when the halftime show came on. If you noticed, I said I showed them on YouTube the next morning.
So
Because
you watched the show first and then decided whether it was appropriate for them or not.
That's exactly what I did.
What an actual parent should do. Yeah.
Exactly. And then I saw other people being like, oh my God, it was the first time I let my kids watch a halftime show. Well, then why'd you let them watch it? Like the moment you thought it was inappropriate, you should have changed the channel, like you said, or got them out of the room. Stop bitching about it.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Mountz?
I actually let my kids watch it before me and tell me if it was appropriate.
And what was their decision?
Yeah, AJ hated it, but Athanasia loved it.
Did she? I'm sure she did love it. Is she twerking all over the place now?
No, she's not. No, she doesn't do that. But...
And the big thing too seems to be that there was a stripper pole on stage. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your point? I don't understand what that it was a pole and she swung around the pole.
That's the exact thing. It's not it's just a pole.
Right.
She wasn't actually stripping.
Exactly.
She was using the pole to dance.
Are firemen strippers? Because they have poles in their houses too.
Yeah, why did they go down this stripper pole?
People need to fucking relax.
Oh, I know.
And it's literally just jealousy in my opinion.
No, here's the point. Here's the point, because then you started to see certain things like, why do I have to listen to this Spanish music when I'm in America?
Yeah.
You know, you saw those comments. Here's what it is. It's literally, and I know I'm going to get shit for this. I don't give a fuck. You half of this country is fucking racist.
I'm with you.
It's disgusting that who cares if they're singing in Spanish? Who the fuck cares?
And I say,
why aren't they singing in American? You know, it's like, oh my God.
I say bravo to the NFL and the Super Bowl, because I think by choosing Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, that was a conscious decision. They chose two very popular Latino women while, you know, our president. Oh, and can I throw this in there? Because did anybody see Trump's tweet? Where he has no fucking idea where Kansas City is. He didn't know the fucking state. I'm sorry. That's way more offensive than a stripper pole on stage. The president of the United States doesn't know what state Kansas City is in. That's terrifying.
Well, it's Kansas. Kansas City is in both Kansas and Missouri.
But he's an idiot, though.
No, I agree. I feel like if this was an isolated incident, no one would care. But it's not just this. He also doesn't realize that he's also the president of Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Exactly.
You know, he doesn't know. He doesn't know how wind works. He thinks windmills cause cancer. Like, this is not an isolated incident. That's why it's such a big deal, and people don't seem to get that. But more importantly, did you see Jay-Z and Beyonce sat down for the national anthem? And when they were approached about it, they basically told everybody to fuck off. I'm not going to stand for a country that treats people like this. Good for them.
Yeah.
But also, then did you see today the video that came out from the Mar-a-Lago Super Bowl party, where Trump was essentially just making a complete mockery of the national anthem as was going on?
No.
Look it up. It's video of him like kind of directing it when what's her face was singing it, like and spinning his hands around and talking and just being completely obnoxious.
You have got to be fucking kidding me.
And then there's also video surfaced apparently at Cowboys camp. They play the national anthem before they start practice, and Jerry Jones is sitting there with his hand over his heart, right? But he also has his hat on, and the guy next to him says, "You have your hat on," and basically was like, "Fuck off." This is the guy. This is the guy that said players won't play unless they stand for the national anthem. Like these are the things that are disrespectful, actually disrespectful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so of course we're not going to hear anything about Trump disrespecting the national anthem. We'll hear some sort of excuse, but yeah, I just found that interesting. That's actually offensive to the flag, the anthem, and our country as a whole.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think Trump is offensive to the flag, the anthem, and our country as a whole.
I agree, and we'll leave it there. That's enough politics for the year. But I think what we should do now is we should take a break, and we should get to Andy's punishment. What do you guys think? Yeah. So we're gonna play the audio for you, obviously, and we'll stop it and just kind of break it down and discuss it as we're going through. I listened to it today, and I was peeing in my pants by myself laughing. It was better. The audio is better playing it back than actually being there in real life.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like it's great.
Well, that makes me feel good.
So hold tight. We'll be back in a little bit. 45, 50 minutes. We'll be back with the audio. Okay, welcome back. We are about to play the audio from Mountz's waxing. So what you're going to hear first here is just a little a pre-waxing interview from the car where we discuss how Mountz is feeling beforehand. And then really it goes kind of right into the waxing while us discussing the waxing with the waxier, whose name was Christine, who by the way, shout out to Beautiful You by Christine, which is the waxing place, the beautifying place that we went to. They were so kind to let us just laugh about this whole thing and record it. And I was a little worried in the beginning because when she came down the stairs, she was just like staring at us, and I'm like, "Oh, are you Christine?" And we'd already checked in with the receptionist, Carly, and she was like, "Yes." I'm like, "Oh, I'm here. Mountz is here to get his armpits waxed." And she's like, "Okay." And it was really uncomfortable. And then she comes downstairs. She goes, "All right, just give me a couple minutes." And I'm like, "Sure, just take your time." And she goes, "Oh, I will."
Yeah, it was.
And I'm like, I look at Mountz. I'm thinking in my head, like, this lady is not into this at all.
Yeah, I was gonna text you and be like, "This is gonna be a fucking shit show."
But then she turned out that she had a pretty good sense of humor about it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but she did request that I leave a large tip, which I guess if I was her, I would ask for that too.
I respect it. Get that money, girl.
Right. So here, without further ado, and if you guys want me to stop it, if you need to comment on something specific, just yell stop.
Okay.
That's going to be the code word. Do you guys get it?
I think I got it. I think.
Oh,
Got it.
Okay. Let's go.
So yell stop. Is that what I'm supposed to say, or?
Yes. No, not yell stop. Just stop.
Okay.
All right.
Stop!
All right. Okay. I am sitting here with co-host of Pookie in Paradise, Andrew J. Mountz. And what had originally been decided that we were going to wax his asshole as a punishment, what we've learned after doing some research is that the waxing of the asshole is not that painful.
Stop.
So
how is it really? How is that not painful?
Everybody we've talked to,
Every single person.
starting with Robin.
Well, I mean,
That's who put the idea in my head.
No, but even like people
Right,
at work,
so-
when I said I was gonna do the asshole, they're like, "Oh, it's really nothing."
Really?
Right, and then we asked Carly, we asked Christine, and they're experts. They're not sadists, and they said it's really not that bad.
The receptionist lady there, she said it wasn't painful at all.
Yeah, in fact, she even said Yeah, I don't think that's much of a punishment.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's more of a punishment to the waxer
Right.
than it is to the person
Yes,
getting their asshole waxed.
exactly. And actually, I just want to. I'm not a hero,
Mhm.
but I just want to point out that the conversation about setting up the appointment for Mountz was more of a punishment than this.
Really?
It
Was it
was so
awkward?
uncomfortable. Yes, Carly was great. She was very professional, but I mean, I'm calling her up, this woman that I've never talked to before, and I'm like, so I want to get my friend's asshole waxed.
I want to get my friend's asshole waxed.
Right,
That
yeah.
can't be a sentence they hear often.
And like, but then giving the context behind it wasn't much better. I'm like, well, it's a punishment for him being late to a job he doesn't get paid for. And she's like, okay, and then she went on to explain to me that they don't even do men's assholes there. I guess it's part of the overall Brazilian wax package, and they don't. I guess it's very different than doing the lady bits.
I gotcha.
All right.
Well, I mean, if you were a dude, that's what I was going to say. If you were a dude and you had to wax a vagina, would you feel comfortable? But
yes,
I think it's different.
yes.
Yeah, you would.
I don't know if I'd do it right, but I'd have a field day trying.
All right.
So here we go. We wanted, and not only that, a lot of places won't do it. So what we've decided on is that we're going to have his armpits waxed instead. And I wanted, Mountz, I want to give you a chance to let everybody know how you're feeling right now.
I am exceptionally nervous, which is an odd feeling for me because I don't get nervous often.
This is true. I've never seen Mountz like super nervous about anything.
Really?
You could see it in his face that he was uncomfortable.
Oh,
when I picked him up originally.
Poor Mountz.
Yes.
I don't know why. I mean, I can tolerate pain. I feel like, I guess it's unknown. I don't know what the pain.
What to expect? Yeah. That's really interesting because you didn't seem like you were that nervous about the idea of waxing your asshole, and I wonder if it's just the fact that the day has come, like the time of reckoning is here. Right. We're sitting in my car right now outside of the place called Beautiful You by Christina. So this is part of making Mountz beautiful.
I think it does. I'm pretty sure I would have been as nervous with my asshole. Leading up to it, I wasn't so much. I was more concerned about this poor woman that would have to see the whole nuts and bolts of my situation.
Right, your ball sack, and your wiener.
Yeah. And I'd probably get scared being innie. So, like, that's embarrassing.
Right, it's probably going to be cold in there.
Right.
So it'll shrink up into your body.
But my armpits, I was like, oh, whatever.
It's not that big of a deal.
Not big of a deal. But now, like,
you're nervous.
I'm nervous. So
nervous that, what did you tell me when you got in my car? The first thing, you didn't even say hello to me.
Was that I destroyed the bathroom at the Burger King.
Picked you up from, you were there charging your phone.
Right.
And we're not going to tell the audience why you were there charging your phone, just that you were at a Burger King charging your phone. You got so nervous that you took a huge, disgusting shit that you explained to me. I pity the person that has to clean it up. Which leads me to believe that it did not make it all in the toilet.
No, it was a clean getaway. It was just in general.
Right. The amount of sin that is lurking above that toilet and around that toilet is
right.
There forever.
It's not like shitting in a urinal at a Wawa. Like,
so I just want to point out that all of these like stories about picking Mountz up at a Burger King, shitting in a Wawa urinal, the people that don't know you have to like be listening to this thinking that you're homeless.
Yeah.
Like, why is he charging his phone at a Burger King? All right, here we go.
Someone had to clean that shit up.
Right.
This is just.
So let me ask you, are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Without even going through it, because apparently this and the chest are the most painful things to have waxed. And I'm also laughing because Mountz's phone has like tape on it, holding it together.
Yeah.
Oh my, stop.
And he's playing
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go. Yeah.
Okay. One, why did we go with the armpits and not the chest? And two, why do you have tape on your phone?
Well, I'll answer that. The chest has been done a million times. We didn't want to have a repeat of the 40-year-old virgin.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But Mountz can explain why there's it's like scotch tape around the top.
What? Why?
Right, there's the phone is broken, so I'm holding like screen protector over a giant missing piece of glass. And,
So you don't cut your fingers when you're
right.
swiping.
I get that though, because if you recall on the draft episode, I had to use your phone so I didn't cut my fingers on mine. So I feel your pain. I do. I wasn't clever enough to do what you did. So
I'm trying to distract myself from this.
Your phone.
Right.
All right, hold on. I wanted we missed a little bit of that there. So Mountz is doing something to distract himself from this.
I'm also laughing because Mountz's phone has like tape on it, holding it together.
Yeah.
And he's playing
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
I'm trying to distract myself.
Is about to have his armpits waxed, and he's playing Pokemon Go while doing this interview.
catch any?
I took down a gym.
Okay, cool.
And I lost my what I was going to say. Oh, are you without even having your armpits waxed yet? Are you going to ever be late again?
I'll never be late again.
False.
You were late
Fake-
today.
Fake news.
I mean, I thought I've been pretty good at it to the point where right after I was late, I was always early.
Right.
But
I'll give you that. You learned your lesson before this, but that doesn't matter.
no,
I am King Joffrey.
You
I have
are.
to make sure that even if you've learned your lesson, the punishment still goes through. Otherwise, I'll look weak.
right. Well, and we're on the verge, the cusp of becoming famous, and it might
Right.
go to my head.
Right.
I don't want.
Gotta knock you down a peg.
I gotta know that
This is
no
still
matter how famous I get,
right. You're not above the law.
I'm not above the law. If I'm late, Next time it's-
do the time.
but I don't. What's the next level now?
That's a good question. If this hurts bad enough, just this again. Eventually, you'll get it. But maybe as the wax strip is tearing the hair from amidst your armpits, we shock you with a dog collar at the same time
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
on the penis.
Ooh.
You don't want any more kids anyway, right?
No more
Oh,
kids.
there you go. So it's not a big deal. So is there any concern here that you are only going to be able to get through one armpit and not the other?
Oh, I wish that happened.
I thought about that.
I mean, it's not like you're walking around without your shirt on, but still, it's gotta feel weird. You're getting through both,
I'm gonna go through both. There's
no matter
really-
what.
I can't not.
I would imagine it's only like one or two pulls on each arm.
I'm hoping it's one, but I was looking.
Spoiler alert, it was not one pull.
Really? Ouch. That
at my
hurts me.
armpits this morning in the mirror, and there's two concerns. There's a lot of hair there, and there's these little skin tags
Oh,
Oh,
on each armpit.
well, you don't want those either, do you?
No, but if I don't, gotta imagine that'll hurt it worse than pulling hair out if it rips these fucking
oh my
fatty
God.
skin tags off my armpits.
I have one on my neck that I tried to rip off the one day, and it really hurt.
They say to like tie a hair around it.
Or
What?
maybe just waxing it
Yeah.
off.
We'll see.
Like imagine if you were just
I don't know how much science is behind that, but
I used to get them. You get them when you're pregnant, and I used to just like rip them off my body, and it hurt like
Ugh.
hell, and they bleed like crazy too. Molly wants to talk to you about your armpit shaving.
maybe we should wax Molly.
You leave Molly out of this. She
Hmm.
doesn't do anything wrong.
scratching your armpit and it got caught on a watch or something like that.
Right.
Just, real quick.
I wouldn't be opposed to it if they were gone. But I'm
Well, you might not be more excited about this going in, but now that I know that you're nervous, you've been thinking about it all day, you have a couple of concerns. Now I'm really looking forward to it. So let's it's 5 minutes till, so let's go in there and and let them know that we're here.
All right.
So now we're going in. Now we're actually going into the waxing room.
Can I just say I'm nervous for him, and I know this already happened. Like I got like a nervous feeling.
Right. So yeah, you're listening to this. How are you feeling? Like listening to this for the first time?
Yeah, I am legit nervous for him. Like I for a second I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be bad. Like, yeah.
Mountz, do you remember this part of it?
Yeah, I do. Well,
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Under this is washboard abs. So you are Christine, right?
I am.
And while you're getting set up here, sorry if I'm really close to you. I just wanted
That's
to
okay.
ask you a couple of questions. We're at Beautiful You
by Christine.
by Christine, and we're here to get Mountz's armpits waxed.
What's his name?
That's his last name.
Mount.
Mounts, yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you, are you excited about doing this?
I'm extremely excited.
Also, a very important question. Do you think with Mountz's current facial hair, he looks like the Mexican word of the day guy from those memes? Did you ever see them?
No.
Okay.
No.
First of all, who hasn't seen the Mexican word of the day memes?
Well, the she's busy waxing people. She doesn't
Right,
have
that's
time
true.
to like,
She's 24 hours a day. She's waxing. She never goes on social media ever.
never.
Is this one of the most painful things to get waxed, armpits?
No.
Really?
Yes.
What's the most painful?
I would say your scrotum.
But we don't do that here, right?
No.
Okay. But there is a thing. We heard that it couldn't be done because the skin down there is so thin.
Oh, you
Apparently.
can.
Robin's a liar. Robin made that up.
Right. If Robin's listening, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah, you're a fucking liar, Robin.
Never going to be able to believe a word you say ever again.
No balls are gonna fall out of this sack.
Right. That's so
Bullshit.
ridiculous. And let me tell you, Christine knows she doesn't fuck around.
Right.
Again,
Right.
we'll find him.
The scrotum.
Yes.
Because our original idea was to get his asshole waxed, but then we heard that's not really that bad.
No.
Yeah, people say that that's.
On average, how many men come in here a week to get their armpits waxed?
I'd have to say 0.
Well, is there any sort of company guarantee that after his armpits are waxed, he'll be able to swim faster?
I guarantee no.
Do you think he can swim at all?
Now that would be an educated guess. I'm sure he looks like he can float well.
And, what else do we have? What else do we have to ask you here? Oh, how many pulls? How many pulls is it going to be?
It doesn't work like how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll Center. It's not like that.
So it's
Depending on the area.
Gotcha. So if there's a lot of hair, there's more pulls.
Yes.
Good. So I'm expecting a lot of pulls. And is he going to be laying down on this bed here?
Yes.
Awesome.
You are
Great.
correct.
All right. So I will let you get to work. I'm going to go over here. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be in here making sure everything is recorded.
Because I do not do minors without a parent consent.
Oh well, yeah. Well, he's basically my minor.
So I guess I
So
have to take the shirt off.
right. So Mountz is now undressing, looking like the Mexican word of the day meme guy.
Oh God, I kind of want to take off my headphones. I'm so nervous for him.
I have a lot to work
He's
with.
got a sweater on.
Wow.
Right. The sweater joke didn't hit. See, I made the joke after he took off his shirt, and I'm like, oh, he's got another sweater to remove.
Oh,
all right,
that's
so-
funny.
Yeah, but I didn't deliver it very well.
How are you feeling right now, Mountz?
Better. I'm feeling
Hey,
good.
Carly, I think we might need more wax.
God.
What kind of wax are we going to be using?
She's a fucking comedian.
I've heard that before.
It's the best wax on the market.
Is it meant to be? Is it built to be less painful to
Yes.
use? Okay.
That is correct.
So there you go.
All right. Well, that's something.
Do we think we can get the hair on top of his shoulders too? Or is that extra?
That's extra.
Okay, so
Oh,
let's
yeah.
just stick with the arm.
Oh, yeah.
Mountz's hair on top of his shoulders were standing up like a mohawk. It was like so obvious.
God, how did you not video this?
Because I wanted the audio experience. Like, no, you got to use your imagination.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Lay down, I guess.
Well, I don't ask me. I'm not the expert here. So we're gonna lay down
Have a
here
seat.
like we're at the doctor's.
Okay.
where am I best to stand? Is it best for me to stand over there or
It doesn't matter.
the opposite of which arm you're working on?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, just like.
I'm going to put this over here.
Alrighty then.
Mountz, you are looking fantastic.
I feel good.
What's going through your mind right now?
Just don't want to throw up.
Has anybody ever thrown up because of the pain involved in waxing?
All right, well then I won't throw up.
Would you advertise if Mountz was the first?
Would I advertise
That you made someone throw up? Yeah, would you advertise on that website?
No,
No,
thank
I
you,
would
thank you.
The place that made Mountz puke.
I will.
So Christine has her mask on, I'm assuming to avoid the coronavirus. Mountz, you have the coronavirus?
No, I have not been to China.
I don't think that Christina is amused by you at all.
So I don't think she laughed at a single thing I said.
No, she.
We
does
laughed
not-
at her jokes, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she had the mask. She looked like she was getting ready to go into an Ebola hot zone.
No.
She's putting on her gloves. I would do the same thing. I would not touch Mountz without gloves. This is legally mandated though, right? The gloves?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I don't touch anybody without it.
That's fine. Okay, so it's not just Mountz that you're putting on the gloves for. That's good to know.
No.
So the wax is heating up in what looks like a small crock pot. I love how dramatic and drawn out this is going to seem.
I'm waiting for the rip.
Right. It does seem like it took forever to get to this point listening back.
Oh,
But it's only been 11 minutes and 21 seconds.
it's long. I feel
Yeah.
like so nervous.
Anticipation is
Yeah.
but the rip is coming soon here.
What are you thinking right now? I'm looking at Mountz's face. I've never seen him at a loss for words.
Oh.
Christine just took a big sigh after she looked at Mountz's armpit.
Oh, you're scared now. I can hear it in your voice. You're like,
It normally happen.
We have a strip on here.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you heard it. That was the first rip.
Oh my God.
So it gets better. The first one didn't seem like it was that bad. Like there, it was like but I think he was too distracted to really feel the pain. Like he
Right.
didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, and
but-
there was no warning. There was no like. It was just
After this though, now he's expecting it, so it gets worse.
The anticipations were.
How did that feel, Mounts?
Oh god.
I hope I get a big fat tip out of this.
Oh, you are. Mounts?
God.
I think Mounts deserves a tip too. Mounts, how bad did that hurt? Oh, here we go. We're gonna.
It was so great, and the best part about this is the next armpit is even worse, right? I mean, Matt's the first one was bad, but the second one was clearly worse.
Yeah. Yes.
Here we go.
Your eyes are watering.
Oh god, no.
Oh God, no.
This is the greatest thing I've
I'm so
I love how efficient she is too, using the same.
It sounds like you're really struggling with a large bowel movement. I get that one right there. Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's
It looks great though.
it's more
Look how silky smooth.
oh my god. It's more the anticipation than
See how silky smooth
Yeah.
that is?
It is. Your armpit is bright red.
Whoever gets to look and be with your armpits today or tomorrow are going to be so excited. It's so erotic.
Do you think Mounts has a better chance of getting laid after that?
You know what? I really believe before, no. Now, yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
So
I get that.
Well, let's ask you, Mountz. Did you get laid?
Not even close.
Oh, poor Mountz.
So it did not work.
Nope.
So that was all bullshit. Do you think you're gonna get laid tonight?
Negatory.
Okay. So well, but the thing is, we got 2 to 3 weeks to show off your armpits, so
Yeah.
there's still a chance. It just
Listen.
didn't.
I know people that'll sleep with you, Mountz. Just say the word.
Do those people prefer silky smooth armpits?
I think this person will absolutely
All right.
enjoy the silky smooth armpits.
The secret
Admirer.
right, the White Horse Media Group secret sex scandals going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Give me juicy.
Of course, the dog decided just to wake up and be an asshole like right now.
Yeah, Molly's doing the same thing.
All right, here we go.
Writing.
Oh, yeah.
Mountz, do you feel like this is an appropriate punishment for what happened?
No,
I think it's
I think there's far better.
far better.
Oh, yeah.
What would you?
Going on record, so I'm a professional. I can't say.
I gotcha. So this is not something you would do to your employees.
if they were late.
No.
Just gonna move. All right, we're moving to the next armpit.
You have some skin tags here that are pretty juicy, so.
Oh,
Pretty juicy.
So she noticed the skin tags, and I think I almost threw up in my mouth when she described them as juicy. That is not how I would describe skin tags ever.
No. Do they rip off?
Well, no, you'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
I would go and get them removed, but.
Okay.
Is this going to remove them?
Viral.
I like how.
So that was the first rip
The
of the
noise that
second
comes
armpit.
out of
I
his
know.
mouth hole.
Did you realize that? Did you realize that you made that noise?
Oh. No,
Are you playing Pokemon Go right now because
No,
you're
I'm
nervous?
not.
Oh.
I like how there's no empathy whatsoever here. It's just attach and pull.
Like she wouldn't even wait for me to finish my sentence. She was in there ripping. She was cold.
Yeah.
And you could tell that you're even reacting as she rips. Like you could tell it's hurting you a little bit. You have that like sympathy pain.
Yeah, I did start the second armpit. I was cringing. I did feel for you. I almost got to the point where I regretted this punishment for you, but then the cooler heads prevailed, and I was like, no, he deserves this.
And this is great audio.
And clearly, I was right, being that you were 15 minutes late today.
Right, exactly.
It is the coldest feeling I've ever had being in a room. It's like when men get sick and there's no sympathy for them whatsoever. Oh. She has no sympathy for you whatsoever. She does not feel guilty about doing this at all. I also like how we're very environmentally conscious here. We're using the same
Yes.
over and over again.
It's so good.
The sound
It's
comes
so
out of his
good.
mouth. Oh my god.
I feel like we should make like an EDM song using Mountz's
Oh my god, we
waxing
should.
sounds.
It seems like this one hurt a lot more.
That one got, yeah.
This side is worse. Now she's applying the wax to a big chunk of hair.
Oh, God.
And this one's really been painful for Mountz.
Was that the worst one, Mountz? That last one?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is
I
it-
feel so
Is
bad
it
for you.
more painful to listen to it back now?
That's
or-
what I just asked him. Yeah. Like, do you have PTSD about it?
Oh
Did
my
you-
God.
Did you have nightmares about it?
I didn't actually have nightmares about it. I mean, it feels so good now. So
I was just gonna ask
It does
that.
feel good.
it doesn't.
Does it?
Like
It doesn't
good enough.
really feel. I honestly couldn't tell a difference.
Oh,
Except when I put deodorant on.
I was gonna say, is it different putting on deodorant? Do you
Yeah.
feel like you smell better?
Yeah,
Because I
do
always
actually.
wonder with guys, like, doesn't the hair get in the way of the deodorant? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
well, I guess the real question is, are you going to do this again?
I
I mean,
mean, I don't think so.
it's only $30.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah. All right. Let's finish this out.
Oh my God, your face is priceless.
You're jumping up and down with
Sorry.
the light.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was jumping up and down with delight.
She's gonna wax your
and I don't
armpits.
jump. Yeah. Wouldn't that be funny if, like, as I was busy not looking, she quick waxed my armpit, like is she just like the serial waxer?
Or like the side of your face. She's just
Yeah.
like,
I was thinking it would be funny to wax Mountz's
beard.
mustache right off.
yeah. Because I get my lip waxed because chicks have to do that. But I have like scars from like my car accident. So I don't know if I'm more sensitive than most, but it is like I dread it. Like it hurts so bad I can't even.
The lip
And
hurt.
I have a high pain tolerance. Like
I
it's worse
think,
than giving birth.
I think that I should get my unibrow waxed. Because the razor just doesn't fit in there.
You should get it waxed. You absolutely should.
I mean, it's blonde, so you don't see it unless it's up close. But it's the unibrow is one of the ugliest features a person can sport, in my opinion.
yeah. And I hate getting my
Maybe
eyebrows
that's what's
waxed,
holding me
too.
back with the ladies is the fact that I have a unibrow.
That's all it is. It's
Uh.
just the unibrow.
Let's see.
Right.
I'm such a fucking pussy. The idea of getting my even just that little thing waxed is
Well,
horrifying to me.
We are almost famous, so pretty soon it won't matter. Like, have you seen Post Malone?
That's true, yeah.
You'll have chicks diving at you.
Mm.
In pain.
Oh, here we go.
We're trying to be efficient here.
It's great.
Okay.
I think the worst is over.
Yes.
These skin takes have to go.
All right.
I would go to a dermatologist or
All right.
someone to remove
Yeah, I was
them.
nervous. I was nervous about those.
It kind of looks like a virus, but
Oh.
What kind of virus? The coronavirus. So our next audio segment is going to be us going to the dermatologist with Mountz, getting his skin tags removed. How do your armpits?
That's a great idea.
It's weird. It's like a weird.
they feel refreshed. Don't
Yeah, I
they?
feel streamlined.
Yeah,
I feel good.
It feels fresh.
It looks like there's a little bit of blood that came out here. That's normal.
That's very normal.
But that's almost a testament to how painful it is.
I had it so worked up in my head. It wasn't. It hurt, but it wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be.
You thought it was going to be more painful than the sounds you were making. When we listen back to this,
I mean,
the sounds you were making,
the left pit was definitely more painful than the right.
it seemed like that.
Second
Yeah.
one.
Are you afraid to put your arms down now?
No. Fine.
How does that?
Mountz sat or laid down with his arms up
Yeah, it was a beautiful picture.
for like
you
11
sent me.
minutes.
Love that picture.
It's almost like he was like, if I put him down, I thought he was like afraid that maybe there was still some wax residue on there that would get stuck together and make some more ripping,
Right.
tearing, which he was trying to avoid at that point.
I feel, ooh, oh.
How does it feel? It feels good.
Ooh, oh.
Can I turn this off and get a picture
Yes. Of the
waxed armpits for the show graphic?
you should have did it before and after, but yeah.
Well, I think
You should have.
what the before looks like.
I mean, you can imagine what the before looks like.
Yeah.
Especially with this mustache.
With the mustache, yeah. All right, let me turn the.
So here we are back in the car, talking about what what it was like, kind of just putting a bow on the whole experience.
Okay, I have calmed down.
Like it was me getting my pets waxed.
Telling you,
We
sympathy,
have
Dave.
left. We have paid. I left a 33% tip, so I think it was worth her time. Really, it only took 20 minutes, but we're back in the car. Mountz's pits are silky smooth. How are you feeling now? You're huddled like you've just been Like you've just been sexually assaulted.
I had it worked up in my mind. It was going to be like, it sounds bad, and it was bad in the moment, but in my head it was going to be way worse, if that makes sense. But like, it was 8 out of 10 what I expected. So
8 out of 10.
Like,
that's pretty close.
I was, in your head you just see that 40-year-old virgin. Like
it was very much like.
You guys can't see this, but Aaliyah's video feed, she's still cringing, like she's waiting for another pull.
I am. I just, the whole thing is just a nightmare to me. I feel so bad for Mountz.
Like that, like the sounds that you were making, like from a man, a large man like yourself. I don't even know if you realize you were making the sounds. When you hear this, you're gonna laugh.
Oh my god, I can't wait. I knew I was making sounds, but I had no control over what was coming out. Like like I control the sound of my sneeze. Like when I sneeze, I make a specific sound on purpose because I don't like the way my sneeze sounds, and my laugh, I don't like the way. So like,
can you give us that sneeze sound right now?
Yeah, like.
Yeah,
that was a sneeze.
You can't reproduce that sound.
So like I'll go, achoo.
To make it sound more manly. Yeah, makes sense.
When you're editing this, Jeff, make sure you save those drops. Like, you gotta save that. You know what I mean?
But just the sounds of him. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wax on,
Right.
strip on, zap.
What was great, what was part of the funniest part to me was not only the pain that you were going through, but the fact that she was so cold about it.
This woman.
And she's a very nice lady, but she was all business. It was, You're right. There was no, all right, are you ready? Here it comes. It was, tear.
10 out of 10, though. Christine, Beautiful You by Christine. If you're going to get your armpits waxed, it's the place to go.
Do you plan on like going for a swim?
If we could find a place to swim, I would swim, and I imagine I would be amazingly fast, if that's a word.
I think we do need to go over to Target, get yourself a tank top. And it's a nice day.
Yeah.
Show off the guns.
Walmart's right up the street.
I don't want to go to Fifth Street Walmart.
No?
No. Let's go to the Target. Let's get you a nice tank top.
All right, let's go to Target.
And then we'll go grab a drink.
Right.
With the tank top on.
Sounds good.
And you'll show off your armpits to everybody?
Yeah, for sure.
Great. You're proud of this.
I love the way it looks.
I mean, it looks sexy.
All those, the aforementioned skin tags that are juicy and seem like a virus.
Right. So the other thing we've learned today is that Mountz needs to go to the dermatologist and get some skin tags removed because it's probably a virus.
I don't know does that make sense? I've never heard of
a
viral skin tag.
Yeah, but
Mountz patient 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, for something. We don't know yet, but for
We don't know what it is.
All right, so that is the whole experience, essentially from beginning to end.
That was a fucking nightmare for me to listen to. Yeah, I was like stressing out the whole time for Mountz. It really was.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I hope it comes across the same way for everybody else that's listening for the first time.
I'm sure there's going to be people driving in their cars right now that are like, oh, the whole time and laughing because it's like the noises that come out of your mouth hole are priceless. They're priceless.
We can't even call it a mouth hole, in which it's a noise hole.
Yeah, it's a noise hole.
I couldn't say words.
So I actually have a reason why I'm terrified of waxing. So Jeff and I have a mutual friend that is extremely Italian and very hairy. Like, she has no problem talking about it. And I went with her the first time that she got a Brazilian wax. And I was in the room and I had to walk out because she's kind of like my little sister. And I have this like, I'm very sympathetic to pain. And she was like yelling and like bleeding. Like, there was a lot of blood involved. And I was like, I'm out. And ever since then, there's no fucking way. No way. You are braver than me, Mountz.
Yeah.
Look at his face. It was another thing I just noticed, Leah, isn't it about the time that you were supposed to quit smoking? Isn't this like close to your quit date?
It is.
This is
So-
the eighth cigarette now since we started the audio from the what do you call it, the waxing.
So if I get
So not
stressed
even
out,
not even from the beginning of the show, from
No.
like halfway through the show.
yeah, like I can't listen to that kind of thing. It like stresses me out, like you wouldn't believe. I'm also stressed out, but I am on Chantix and I've cut back because I was smoking like 2 packs a day, and I'm down to like a half a pack a day, except for today because I think I just smoked a half a pack right now listening to this. But
So you're saying that this Mountz's punishment
Mhm.
has driven you to smoke more
yeah,
than you normally would.
yes.
So this had a double effect here.
It did.
which I'm proud of. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. But
What I
do
need-
me a favor and go over to our Facebook page and comment on the show link, the post, about today's show, and tell us what you think about what you just heard. We really want to know.
Yeah, I want to know if I'm
oh,
the
there was a
only
sneeze.
one.
There was Mountz's sneeze. Did you?
I muted. I didn't.
You fucking asshole!
You
I'm saying-
asshole.
I just asked you. I wanted to hear it.
Now he needs
That's
to get
bullshit.
waxed again. That's
Yep,
punishment.
punishment.
It's coming.
Scrotum wax. All right, we're just going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We are back, and we're going to finish up the show here. We got some good end of show segment topics here. So we're going to start, of course, with what did we learn? And I know a lot of things that I learned. There were several things I learned. This was a very educational episode. Good for the kids to listen to. Lots of things. So let's start with Mountz. Mountz, what did you learn?
I learned how sexy I can feel after the wax, which makes me think I might want to get my whole body waxed.
Ooh.
That would have to be like a 3-part special.
Okay.
But yes, I'm totally down for that.
I'm
And
going to
the
be
better-
there.
And the double chin injection.
Yes. That's a good one.
Wasn't sure if they talked. We didn't talk about it. They
No.
said that there is a.
We did. Mounts was asking if there was anything that he could be done about his double chin.
Oh,
They said there's a shot that they can give you that melts the fat away, and it's $350 for a half syringe. So we said I'd probably need like 6 syringes.
so I have
I-
a friend that is learning how to do that. And I will bet you any money she could help us out with the price on that. Like she's like my best friend. So boom.
Well, I think it would be funnier if Mounts could only afford a half a syringe and like it only got like a quarter of his face, so like he would have half a double chin.
Right. Or like one of those goiter looking things that like it would turn into that.
Yeah. So yeah, let's stick with the more expensive route.
Okay. Deal.
Leah, what did you learn today?
I learned that I have a ton of compassion for Andrew J. Mountz because that was harder for me to listen to than it was for him to go through, I think.
Well, let me ask you this. If let's say we were getting paid a living wage to do this, it was
Okay.
a good job, and this is how you supported your family, would you prefer these types of punishments as opposed to getting fired for not showing up or calling out sick or being continuously late?
So I can answer that very easily because it doesn't matter that we don't get paid. I love what we do. So I don't want to get fired no matter what. Plus, I have a really fucking cool title now. So yes, to answer your question, I would pretty much do anything you tell me to do if it meant not getting fired.
I'll keep that in my back pocket.
Yeah, you do that because
right.
it would work. I will do it. And if it's good for the show, I will definitely do it.
Right. That's the way I if it makes people laugh, then it's worth doing.
Exactly.
But yeah, well, I just think about like the legality behind it. Like it's almost like torture.
I'll sign a contract. I don't care. I am willing to hurt myself physically.
I think that's what you would need, like to sign like a serious waiver.
Yeah, like we
know?
may have to. I'll sign it.
So I learned, mine is very simple, that did we ask Mountz?
Yes. What he learned? Yeah.
Okay. What I learned is very simple, that you actually can get your scrotum waxed.
Yeah.
I don't know why this bothered me so much, but I wanted to know the truth behind it. And I'm glad we found that out.
So I kind of knew that. that Robin was full
Was
of
full of
lots of
shit?
shit. Yeah, because
Was she leading us down this path on purpose, do you think?
I think she may really believe it because it's Robin
Oh.
and she likes to think that kind of stuff. But I know because there was this chick in a transgender woman, male to female in Canada that was that sued all these Canadian waxing places because they haven't had the surgery yet. And she was going in there with male genitalia, and a lot of waxing places won't wax men, not because it's dangerous, but because they really don't want to mess around with men's ball sacks. So
I don't know why.
they don't want to hold.
It's one of the most beautiful body parts there is.
If I have balls,
besides
I'd
the
play with-
grundle.
I wonder if the grundle hurts.
Oh, I'm sure.
That should be the next punishment, just the grundle. And then if you do it again, then we go to the sack. Then
I think so. On to the burning question. This is an important one, ladies and gentlemen, and we want you to weigh in as well. We will have the side-by-side pictures for comparison on the show graphic, the episode graphic. So the burning question is, does Mountz look like the Mexican word of the day guy from those memes that everybody's seen? Mountz, let's start with you. Do you think you look like the Mexican word of the day man?
I didn't until I saw the side by side, and I look 100%, like 100% like the guy.
So you at first when I was talking about it, you were like, I don't look like this guy. What is this?
Like
What is this asshole talking about?
Like I remembered the meme, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I don't look anything like that guy, but I'm not Mexican. And then, sure enough,
You look exactly like him.
like dead on.
Leah, what do you think?
Okay, so I just pulled it up. Oh my god. Yeah, he looks just like him.
Like 100%.
I think it is Mountz.
Yeah.
He's just not telling us.
Someone came across Mountz with a mustache picture and used it and like superimposes a gigantic sombrero and Mountz. So yeah, it's not just that he looks like him. You're saying that Mountz is the Mexican word of the day guy. Yeah. I said, if it was, first of all, it's identical. There's no arguing it. We put a sombrero on Mountz, and it is 100% identical. To the point where I think it might be like a twin.
Oh, like a doppelganger?
Yeah.
Yeah. A Mexican version of Mountz. But I think that the only difference is the mustache is shaped a little different, and it's a little darker on the Mexican guy.
Yeah.
But that's
In
the only
picture
thing. With a
that I
little mustache dye, I think it would
Like
be
Halloween.
it would be perfect.
in the picture I saw, his head is kind of back, so you can't
Yeah,
see the mustache all that well. So it looks exactly like it.
We should do a video of like a photo shoot trying to recreate that pose.
Yes, we should before you go to Florida in 3 days.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't need to be there for that. So we're 100% agreement. There's no nothing to even discuss. We all agree. That's great.
We all agree, 100%.
So let's talk about what pisses us off. Leah, why don't you go first? What pisses us off? What pisses you off?
Really?
Well, yeah, we do this every episode.
I know. You know what pisses me off?
What?
Common Core.
Oh.
Core math shit pisses me.
Was that the sneeze?
Yes.
After waiting all episode, we finally heard Mountz's fake sneeze or altered sneeze sound. That's what you altered it to?
No, I held back. That's my normal sneeze.
Hmm.
If I have another one, All right, here comes the real one.
All right, here we go.
Wait. That's not gonna happen. All right, just go. Wait, no. I feel it's coming, but
Right. So your children's school does the Common Core thing.
Well, yeah. And it's fucking, I don't understand it. And you're changing math. I don't understand how you change math. It's like changing physics. You don't get to do that. It's stupid. And your job is to teach my kid. Why are they coming home asking me how to do it? Like,
Yeah.
they should learn how to do it in school. So figure that shit out because I don't know how to teach it. So either don't send them homework or teach them how to do the homework in school.
I think that the more important issue here is that you're not capable of helping your kids. Therefore, we should report you.
oh,
Up, BPS.
Uh,
Here they come.
because you don't know Common Core, you don't automatically know yet. Yeah, they've been teaching math the same way for like 10,000 years and decided to, we're just going to switch it up.
We're just gonna change it.
I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to help anybody with that.
And the problem is too, like, I'll go to show them, like, okay, this is what you do, right? And they're like, that's not how you do it. And the problem's like longer and weirder. You still get the same answer. So why does it matter how you get there as long as you get to the right answer? It's stupid.
Right. A simple addition problem has turned into like a paragraph's worth of work.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah. I thought the whole idea of math is to be able to do it quickly and efficiently in your head, at least the basic stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I don't get it.
We have computers now. Really? You have to teach them fractions in school? Come on.
You know what drove me nuts? And looking back, I would love to just go back and punch my math teachers in the fucking face.
Me too.
When they'd be like, look, you have to learn this because you're not going to have a calculator on you at all times. Fuck you, we do.
Yeah,
It's in our pocket at all times.
And my kids have one on them at all times because they have iPods. So again, I'm a bad parent for that, but
Terrible.
Yep. Terrible parent.
Mountz, what pisses you off?
well, I would like to go along the same lines. Like, I wasn't thinking about it until Leah just said this. My son brought his math homework home, and I don't remember learning what he's learning in 6th grade at all in school.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're doing.
Like you looked at it and you
I
were like,
remember
this is not math.
And I went to try to find like how to do it, and I was like, I have no idea. I wouldn't even begin to start to tell you how to do it.
Really?
It's 6th grade math. I don't even know what it is.
It's not 6th grade. I don't even know what it is. It's Chinese. Like, what are they teaching them in school? If they don't know how to do it when they come home,
Yeah.
like, what's happening in class?
The requirements for kindergarten have gotten so ridiculous. Like when I was a kid, I remember as long as I could say the alphabet and count to 10, I was good to go for 1st grade. Now they're talking history and shit.
Yeah.
My son is reading at a B level, which like the books are like, C spot run. Okay.
Right. So I get that. I know B is for boy and book.
Right. But he also went in not knowing how to write his name because,
Right.
He just didn't. So I'm proud of that B level. And then you read the paper and it's like, we are expecting them to be reading at a D or an E level. And it's like, you know what? That's too much pressure on my 6-year-old. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And also, I hate these parents that are like, I can't believe they're not teaching them cursive in school anymore. Get the fuck out of here. Like, why? It's just, they could be, it's a waste of time. Why not you teach them something that's relevant and important? No one's going to sign their name anymore. You don't even need to sign you don't even need to, there's a couple things that you need. They call it a wet signature, which is ink, but that's all going away. Everything's going to be done electronically. You can buy a house with electronic signatures. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And they do teach the kid how to write like Nina and Gigi can both write their name in cursive. That's all they need.
That's all they need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I hate the schools. I hate the parents. Everything. I hate everything. So since we're talking about our kids, I was going to go. I had it written down here. What pisses me off right now is all social media. I've been fighting with Facebook and Instagram about our pages. There's things that I'm trying to do. Like, for instance, I have to re-verify my identity in order to be able to post any sort of political ads or just in general. You have to send them your driver's license, pictures of it, right? So there's a typo.
What?
Yeah, and it's all legit. It's fine, but I don't have a problem doing that. It's the fact that they keep rejecting. Like it's time for me to re-verify myself, and they keep rejecting my driver's license because I accidentally typed my zip code in as 19556 instead of 19565, and it
Oh.
won't let me change it. They won't let me change it, and nobody will tell me how to change it or how to overcome this. It's absurd.
So
But
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No,
Ask your
I have
question.
so many. I have all of the questions about this. So is it just for like your Pookie in Paradise pages or your personal Facebook page?
Your business pages.
Okay.
They want to know where the ads and the political commentary are coming from. Not that I
Gotcha.
want to post political ads. It's just it's like almost like the blue check mark on Twitter. It's
Right.
similar to that. Not as big of a deal because
Mhm.
Facebook has their check mark thing too. But it's like a step below that. Like you verify yourself so that you're a legitimate,
Business.
you're right, that kind of thing. So, but it's just infuriating because there's no support. Like if Facebook has a phone number, if you call it, voicemail picks up and it says, we don't offer support.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like you have a phone number and that's what you're using it for instead of just putting someone on the other end to answer questions. Like, and there's no live chat that you can go to. There's nothing
Mm-mm.
except for the help section. It's infuriating. So that was going to be my thing that pisses me off. But now I want to, since we're all talking about our kids' homework and school and shit, I want to bring up my son who's 18 years old. And I don't know about you guys, but I Google everything. I've learned more in the past 5 years. More has
Mhm.
been stuffed into my brain, like information, both useless and useful,
Yeah.
than I ever learned in school. And
Absolutely. Because
my
of Google.
right, yeah, because but my son texted me the other night, and he's like, we went on this train trip back, across the country. We did it like 2 weeks, and you get so many stops that you can make. You can get on and off the train. And he was asking me, he said, Dad, when we took that train trip, I'm thinking about doing it for, with some of my friends this summer. I'm like, yeah, that's a great thing. He's like, how much did it cost? And I'm like, I don't remember offhand. It's like, it was like $300 for the ticket, but the expensive part is, eating on the train is like super overpriced. And you're stopping in major cities, so a hotel room, it adds up. So the ticket itself wasn't that expensive. So then he's like, well, what about the sleeper car? Where you actually have a shower and a bed.
Right.
We did it coach, and I'm like, I don't know. It's very expensive though. And then he asked me another question. Finally, I'm like, dude, fucking Google Amtrak and look at the prices. Like these kids grew up with Google,
Mhm.
and they don't use it. Like it's like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It's it's not that I mind having a conversation with my son. It's just like, man, this was years ago. I don't know.
Yeah, and you didn't even like do it. Like it would be different if that's what you did and you knew like this is how much the ticket costs because we did the sleeper car, but you didn't.
Right.
Like, and you can Google literally anything. I mean, literally, like you told me to look up like analytics and like I was in a rabbit hole for like 15 hours of like, that kind of thing. You can learn anything from Google.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, what is the point of school anymore? Like, just Google it.
There
I
is
don't
none.
know what-
They could just put school on a piece of paper. Like this is what you need your kids to learn at this level. Here's what you're Googling. Here are the sources you should use, and just sit them in front of a computer and let them read and
Yeah.
watch videos about it. That would
Yeah,
be way better than going into school. A lot
it
cheaper
would be.
too. Or I don't know. I mean, I think at some point with all this bullying and stuff going on, they're eventually going to move everything over to virtual classrooms.
I wonder because that is something that, like, and also, like, I am like Jeff said, I'm a hypochondriac. I don't know if we said this on the show or if this was in our many Leah's melting down moments over the past 2 weeks, but if my kids are sick, I keep them home because, I'm not an asshole. So, um, they're not like present in class, but they're still like, I could, if I wanted to, I could put them on the computer and they could do like reading aids or whatever if they're not sick. But also, like, there is some sort of comfort knowing that my kid's at home, because I live very close to my school, and I also live very close to like a state police station. So every time I hear a siren, in the back of my head, it's like the school got shut up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those fears are in you. And I think there will reach a point where it's like the school shootings and the bullying, like you said, is going to get so bad that parents are just going to be like, nope, figure something else out. I don't trust
Yeah,
them.
or at least they're going to give him the option. Like Alex had to take an extra class because he failed one last year.
Mhm.
So in order to graduate, and he goes to the library and takes it online.
Right.
So the capability is there. It's like I would much prefer that, and then just have him go to sporting events and stuff.
Right.
You
could
that
still
should
have
be it.
them be on teams and stuff like that.
And I tell you what, one of the things I'm looking forward to most about him graduating is not him graduating and celebrating that. It's the fact that I don't have to get the text alerts from the school that say school's on lockdown, because there's no explanation after that. You get those, right, Mounts?
I haven't gotten any that Weiser was on lockdown, but
Oh, I've gotten a couple. You get the phone call, the recorded message from Dr. Grove, where there's no explanation why it's locked down. Just it's on lockdown.
maybe
It's like,
maybe I don't get the high school one, but I get
Yeah.
the middle school and
yeah.
Holy shit. I would be at that school faster than you could blink your eyes, and my kids will never be back in school. Like,
Yeah, well, it's terrifying. But usually it's something like, oh, a bee got in the school and we had to lock the doors.
and they text you for that shit. Like, that's the kind of stuff that, like, that's a problem.
I'm just joking about the whole bee thing. No, it's usually like they can't find a kid and the kid's like playing hooky or something that day.
Well,
that kind of thing.
Once a week, I get a phone call from a Tennessee school that she marked absent, even though I know she got on the bus. And the first time they were like, I called, it's like, my daughter's marked absent, but I know for a fact she got on the bus. I'm like, oh, well, let me call her classroom.
Oh yeah, let me double check. Yeah, you do that.
Well, here it's because she gets special math tutoring because I can't help her at home. But she gets special math tutoring one morning a week. But it's been every week this year. Like, you haven't figured that out. Like,
yeah.
Every week I get that phone call at work, and it's like, we're calling to inform you your daughter's absent today.
That kind of incompetence should not be allowed. It's
no.
You got to be better than that, schools. Sorry, I have the utmost sympathy for what you go through. Teachers, I respect them.
Me too.
More than anything, but you got to be better than that.
Way better than that.
You give us a little context. Don't give us a call and say, "Hey, the school's on lockdown. We'll update you later." No, update me right the fuck now.
Yeah.
No, I don't have to panic.
And don't call someone and say your child is marked absent, especially when your child's like not old enough to be skipping school by themselves.
Right. Well, that's
so either, yeah.
The first thing that came to mind, because our bus stop's literally at the end of our property, so most of the time she doesn't want me to go out there. She's like, I'll go by myself. So in my head,
especially since you have the mustache now,
right? And she runs late. Like, she'll be like, she's like me, won't get out of bed, won't get moving. Like, you missed this bus, I'm gonna kill you. Like, just really angry. And so then the first thought is she didn't get on the bus, with the bus, and then she's just hiding somewhere,
right?
Or even worse. And then it takes like 8 minutes for them to contact the classroom and tell me that she's there. Like, oh, well.
Well, that has to drive the teacher nuts too, like interrupting the class once a week.
Yeah.
Or whatever they're doing, to answer this phone call to make sure that your daughter's there.
Yeah, that's
guys, enough. She's here.
Right.
Like, figure it the fuck out. Like, when your kid gets on the bus and you get a call from the school, or someone shows up at your door and says your children aren't in school, it's terrifying. Yeah. So stop the cross communications. That's bullshit. Because immediately my brain goes to the horrible place of someone snatched up my kids in the 5 seconds that they got off the bus and was walking into the building.
Yeah, like, Leah automatically thinks the worst. She breaks down, starts sobbing.
I do.
Meanwhile, there's nothing happening. So let's move on to plugging what we need to plug. and get the fuck out of here because my secret New Year's resolution was to do at least one show that's under 2 hours.
We got
And
it.
we're there.
Well, yeah, we've been recording for 2 hours, but there's a lot of stuff in between that can be cut out, so we're going to be okay, unless this last plug segment goes super long. So Mountz, what do you have to plug? Besides your mustache, what do you have to plug?
Nothing. Thank you.
Do you want to give a plug to your dank memes, the Mexican word of the day memes that have been viral and gone viral and continue to go viral?
Check out some of my dank memes. Mexican word of the day guy. That's me.
What's the word of the day today, Mountz? What's the
I
word?
don't know. You put me on the spot. I don't know.
Math?
Like, let me tell you, it's the memes themselves are genius. Like the words that they hear when you read it out loud, it really does sound like with you're impersonating a Mexican accent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
It's
I
great.
did find that if we go to Allentown, there's a place that'll do a man's full body wax for $350.
Oh my god.
That
We're
includes
doing it.
like the tips. 20% gratuity is included in that. So
Can you guys
And
get
does
like,
that include the wiener and the berries?
I mean, it
Yeah.
says full body wax. You can get Brazilian, buttocks wax, ear wax, cheeks wax, chest wax, eyebrow, full arms, full leg, hand, nipple, nose, shoulder, toe, underarm, full back,
Toe?
stomach strip wax, or the full stomach.
Can we go? Is that what you've been doing this whole time we've been recording? Is just looking up places that get waxed, and it led you to Allentown?
No, that's the first place that came up when I said, "Where can I get my scrotum waxed?"
We were
Last aesthetic center.
we were very afraid that Mountz was going to get addicted to the pain, much like a tattoo.
I think he is.
Yeah,
Clearly.
he's been Googling full body waxes for men the entire 2 hours we've been recording. That's amazing. Look, do you want to get our toes waxed someday? That just seems like such a weird thing.
Yeah,
Like to make an appointment to get your toes waxed. I bet that hurts too.
I think you guys should do the full body together. I think it should be a dual thing. The mams will take you, we'll videotape and record the whole thing. It'll be beautiful.
Well, I think I still like the idea of Mountz and I going on like a couple's spa day.
I still love that plan.
Yeah, like
I love
us
it.
getting a massage and holding hands.
Yes, you need to do that too. Preferably in Florida.
Right.
Like, we're coming to Florida just for that. It's gonna be
Yeah. Again, what's her face? Abigail can drive everybody down there. The whole crew.
There we go.
So, Leah, what do you have to plug this week? Anything good?
Well, we talked about our latest episode of Moms and Mayhem. Go to my Facebook page, our Facebook page, like it, Instagram. So hopefully, I am working on something for Jeff, Andy, and myself, but cheat related. An interview that would be pretty awesome. And then also, that person that's going to interview us is going to be on Moms and Mayhem. But we're just working on the logistics of that. So when we have a date and a time and a place for you, we will give it to you. We're still waiting to hear back. But it is in the works and it is something we're going to do. It's just a matter of when we're going to do it.
When what's the next Mams episode?
So the next episode is actually a follow-up to our second episode, the cancel culture episode. It's a whole bunch of drama and a shitstorm about this one specific guy. His name is Steve McRae, who is just terrorizing people on YouTube and taking it to real life, to a point where Katie Joy Paulson of Without a Crystal Ball, which just go to her YouTube and like it, because that is actually the place where we're going to be interviewed if it happens. They're actually like, one of her neighbors is moving, so these internet trolls are like finding her address to try and like, I don't even know what, they're messaging her neighbors. They're calling CPS on her. Apparently that's a go-to thing for internet trolls. So
Yeah. What's the guy's name doing this?
His name is Steve McRae.
Oh, we
He-
might have our own little Steve McRae running around in our little universe
I think we
too,
do.
don't we? Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We have a couple, I think. Yeah, we have a couple Steve McRae's, I think. So it's Steve McRae and Cheshire Vic. They're like a team, and I think we have a couple of those. So
They sound like real dildos.
they are real dildos. They actually have a channel where it's like an atheist community channel, and this guy pretends to be a philosopher, and I want to like watch one episode of his bullshit with Sterner, and I want Sterner to just break down how dumb this guy is. Like
I would love that.
Yeah, he's dumb and greasy and gross. So I kind of want to have Sterner back on just to do that with me. I think it would be fun.
Awesome stuff. And also, you want to listen to our friend of the show and new member of Teat, Andrea Speck's show, Reel It In. The lovely Robin Phillips is interviewed, and myself.
Yeah.
Not as lovely, but lovely nonetheless, about internet dating. Internet dating, and it's a long episode. I haven't gotten a chance. I started listening to it, but I just got wrapped up, and I wasn't able to finish it yet. But from what Wags tells me, Robin did a wonderful job, and it was fascinating.
Yeah, she did. I'm super proud of her, and I'm so happy she got that opportunity. And can I talk about the No K really quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we were asked by Andrea of Reel It In to join her. It's June 6th. Right outside of State College, they're doing a no K instead of a 5K, and it's the tickets are $35. If you're interested, you can go. We'll post the link, but we're going to be there, and we're going to do a live podcast there. Moms of Mayhem are, so it's going to be really cool. Hopefully we're going to have some Teat merch to sell, maybe some Pookie in Paradise stuff. We'll see.
We probably won't.
We probably won't, but I'm going to take the Teat t-shirts for you for sure.
Right.
So yeah, just get your tickets, $35. That includes wine and beer and food. So.
And no running, right? That's the key.
There is absolutely no running, and it's just going to be us sitting there shooting the shit for an hour. There's us, the Hippie Sunday School podcast, and Reel It In. So it's going to be cool.
That's my kind of K.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I was all in.
Yeah, I wish I might be back for that. It depends on when Alex graduates, because I have a busy June. I have his graduation, and then I have Firefly, so I don't know if I'll be able to make it back for that, but I'd like to. It sounds like a good time.
Are we going to air from Firefly this year?
Oh, probably not.
Damn it.
I'd love to, but the logistics with me in Florida is just I don't know.
Yeah.
If you can put something together.
Really?
I'm up. Yeah, I'm up for it.
All right, I'm gonna start working on that now. I'm going to Firefly, bitches, and I need a reason to go, so I have to go for work.
Right, exactly. You need it's a work trip.
Yep.
Not paid for by the company though.
No, of course not. But I have to go.
Right. Right. So also we are. You probably already. Some of you have already seen that we're re-releasing all of our skits so far that are posted on YouTube to our Facebook, and a lead up to a reboot of the Backyard Barbecue skit, which Mountz and Leah got a preview to, Sterner as well. God. And the early reviews are that it's quite good, and I'm excited to release it. If you've the original Backyard Barbecue skit was hilarious, but the sound quality was awful, and I couldn't take it, so I took it down. And we redid it, and I think it's better. I don't know what your thoughts are. I think it's better than the original one.
Well, I'm in it, so it's better. But also,
I'm still deciding whether to cut your part out.
Yeah, you totally could. It's so short. You could totally cut me out. As long as you don't cut Rex out, because his is priceless. Has he seen it yet?
Yes, I gave him the preview too. Yeah.
Did he like it?
Yes, he cried.
Yeah. It was so funny. Like, I was in an emotional state at the time. Jeff sent it to me, and it totally turned me around. So, it's really funny.
So go to the Facebook page, subscribe to it, or like it, whatever you do on Facebook these days, and you'll that way you'll get the invite. We're gonna try out Facebook's premiere feature, much like YouTube's, which our YouTube channel. Stop it! Sorry, the dog is being a monster right now.
He's
She
lying.
will not leave me alone.
It's actually Mountz trying to hump his leg.
Might as well. But yeah, we're going to try the premiere feature, which YouTube's we tried, and we would get at the most 3 people. It would be me, Mountz, and Rick watching the premiere of our own videos. And no one else would be there. So maybe we'll get a little more people watching the premieres on Facebook. We're going to give it a try. So look for that. Other than that, we will see you next week.
Bye.
So I have to say, with your, I don't think you had the, what is that, a unicorn on top of your head? Like with the
It
ears?
is.
It looks
It
like
is.
it's like a dick coming out of the top of your head.
It does.